Krishna. Today I will be telling you about Lord Krishna himself, who is the Supreme Personality of the Godhead. In Srimad Bhagavatam it is written, Krishnastu Bhagwan Swayam. So let's begin. Lord Krishna comes directly from the spiritual planet, which is Golok Vrindavan. He is the source of all incarnations. Lord Krishna is born as the son of Mother Devaki and Vasudev in Mathura. However, he spends his childhood in Vrindavan under the care of his foster parents, Mother Yashoda and Nand Maharaj. The literal meaning of the word Krishna is all attractive. He comes to attract everyone by his wonderful pastimes. He also comes to protect his devotees and kill the demons. Krishna played just like a child with his parents and his brother Balram, stealing butter and herding cows. He protected the residents of Vrindavan by killing many terrible demons sent by his uncle Kamsa. He sheltered the residents of Vrindavan from the devastating rains sent by Lord Indra by lifting Govardhan hill. Krishna performed many loving pastimes with the young coward girls, especially Srimati Radharani. He spoke the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita to his close friend Arjun on the battlefield of Kurukshetra.
Matsya Avatar is a fish incarnation of Lord. He has a beautiful golden form with a horn and is 8 miles long. Matsya Avatar first appeared on earth when the Vedas were stolen by a demon called Hagriva from the mouth of Lord Shri Brahma. He then appeared in another millennium to favor his great devotee, King Satyavrata, and to save everyone from an upcoming flood, or you may call it as Pralay. So, when the king threw the fish back into the water, it appeared scared and pleaded the king to provide shelter. So, the king took the fish in its hand and placed it inside a jug. When the king did this, the fish expanded. Now, the king had to take the fish and put it inside a well. However, the fish expanded again, and now the king had to put the fish in a lake. It very quickly grew to the size of the lake and then of the reservoir in which it was placed. Like this, even the vast ocean became too small for this ever-expanding fish.
Understanding that this must be the Supreme Personality of Godhead, King Satyavrata offered his obeisances and inquired as to the reason for the Lord's descent. The Lord instructed the king to gather in a boat the sages, herbs, and seeds, along with each kind of living being. The Lord would save them from the impending universal flood, also called Pralay. Very soon it started raining, and it rained throughout the world for 7 days, causing a great flood, and Lord Matsya appeared on the scene to rescue the king's boat. The king anchored his boat on the horn of Matsya Avatar using Vasuki snake as a rope and offered prayers to worship the Lord. The Lord delivered Vedic knowledge to King Satyavrata, and he guided the boat until the rain stopped and flooding stopped.
Kurma avatar is the tortoise incarnation of the Lord. When the Mandrachal mountain rests upon Lord Kurma's shell, he seemed like a huge island who is about 8,000 miles wide, or you can say 8 lakh miles wide. Wow, isn't that amazing? Once upon a time, the demigods and the demons joined hands in order to get Amrit or nectar. To do this work, the tip of the Mandrachal mountain was used as the churning rod, and Vasuki snake, the king of the serpents, was used as the churning rope. When the churning began, the mighty golden Mandrachal hill began to sink slowly into the ocean. Seeing this, the demigods and the demons became discouraged and didn't know what to do. Then the Lord took the form of a tortoise, also known as the Kurma avatar. He entered the water and held the great mountain on his back. The mountain moved back and forth with a churning motion, scratching the back of Lord Kurma, who, while partially sleeping, was experiencing a pleasing itching sensation. So, the Lord Kurma appeared to keep the Mandrachal mountain steady while it was being used as a churning rod to churn the ocean of milk by demigods and the demons. Kurma avatar ki jai! Hari bol!
Today I will tell about Lord Varaha. Lord Varaha is the boar incarnation. A boar is a wild pig. He is the direct incarnation of the Lord. Lord Varahadev, who has tusks and a club, appears in different millenniums, once in a white form and again in a reddish form. Once upon a time, in Satya Yuga, there was a demon called Hiranyaksh who wanted to conquer the 3 worlds. Therefore, he lifted the earth and put it in the bottom of the Garbhodak ocean. To save Mother Earth, Lord Varahadev appeared from the nose of Lord Brahma to rescue her. When Lord Varahadev picked up Mother Earth on his tusks, he was challenged by the powerful demon Hiranyaksh. Lord Varahadev fought with the demon using his club and finally killed him by slapping him at the root of his ear. Varahadev ki jai!
Hare Krishna. Today I will tell you about Lord Narsinghdev. Lord Narsinghdev is half man and half plant incarnation of the Lord. So let's begin. He appeared from the pillar to protect his dear devotee Prahlad. Once upon a time, there was a great demon called Hiranyakashipu who performed several austerities to become immortal because he wanted to be the absolute ruler of the whole universe. Hearing about his austerities, Lord Brahma went to see him and to award him with benediction. When Hiranyakashipu requested the boon of immortality, which is being Amar, Lord Brahma explained that he could not even grant this because he is not even Amar. So, Hiranyakashipu thought for a while and said, he should not be killed in day or night, inside or outside, neither on land, air or water. He should not be killed from any weapons or by animals or any demigods or demons. Hiranyakashipu thought that this boon should make it impossible for anyone to kill him. Hiranyakashipu had a son named Prahlad, who was a great devotee of the Lord. He became a devotee since he was in the womb of his mother because he had the opportunity to hear about the glories of the Lord from Narad Muni. Prahlad Maharaj's father hated the fact that his son was a devotee, so he wanted to kill him in many ways. Hiranyakashipu ordered his son to be killed. First, he was given poison. Then, he was thrown into the dungeon full of poisonous snakes. Then, he was thrown from the mountain cliff. And even, he was thrown to be in the feet of wild elephants.
However, every attempt that he made to kill Prahlad was failed because he was protected by the Lord. Finally, in a fit of rage, Hiranyakashipu was himself ready to attack his son. But from the pillar, Lord Narsimhadev came and saved his dear devotee Prahlad and attacked his demonic father. Hiranyakashipu was not killed inside or outside, but in the lap of the Supreme Lord. Hiranyakashipu was not killed in daytime or nighttime, but in the twilight or Sandhyakasami. Hiranyakashipu was not killed by any weapons, but by the nails of the Lord Narsimhadev. Hiranyakashipu was not killed by any demon or any animal, but by the Lord Narsimhadev, who is half man and half lion incarnation of the Lord. Narsimhadev ki jai, Prahlad Maharaj ki jai.
Hare Krishna. Today I will tell you about Lord Vamandev, who is the Krishna's incarnation as a dwarf Brahman. Lord Vamandev appeared as the son of the mother Aditi and Kashyapa Muni. He wore a belt made of munda straw, an upper garment with deer skin, and a sacred thread Jayanjal. He carried in his hand a danda, an umbrella, and a yukamandalu. During the period of the intense conflict between the demigods and the demons assumed to control the universe, and the demigods were sent in the hidings. Once upon a time, the Bali Maharaj was appearing in the Ashwamedha Yajna to capture the position of the heaven. At that time, the Lord Vamandev appeared in the form of a Brahman, and as a trick to return the demigods on their administrative post, Lord Vamandev begged 3 pieces of land in charity from the leader of the demons, Bali Maharaj. Bali Maharaj was warned by his own spiritual master, Asur Guru Shuklacharya, that the Brahman was none other than the Lord Vishnu in disguise. Bali Maharaj was warned by his own spiritual master, Asur Guru Shuklacharya, that the Brahman was none other than the Lord Vishnu in disguise. However, as Bali had already offered the land to the Vamandev, it was not fair to take his offer back. When Bali granted his request, Lord Vamandev assumed a gigantic form, such with 2 steps he covered the earth and the entire universe with the 3rd step. Bali Maharaj was pleased to receive the Lord's foot on his head.